Hey everybody, and welcome back at another episode of Before and Afters, and today we're going to a galaxy so far, far away, it's going to be unreal. Of course, we're talking about the booty hunting Mandalorian. As per usual, we share our expectations before we see the movie, and then we dive straight into our opinions after we come back from the cinema. Except this time, we're going to kick back on the couch and fire up Disney+. We've never had it this easy. Thank you for listening, and remember, like, subscribe, share, and reply if you appreciate our efforts. I am your co-host, Rick, and please welcome your comic relief, Rory, to the mic.
Yo.
Yo. Rory, what's up?
Yeah, not much.
I'm trying something new with this little opening here. I feel it needs it.
Yeah, I liked it. I like when you did it before on the other one.
I know, I had to do that post
pre-roll. The post pre-speech.
I post-recorded it.
I remember I was listening to that and I was thinking to myself, damn it, this microphone. I was listening to it and I was thinking to myself, like, wow, that's really good. I don't remember him doing this podcast, but like that was the best part of it. Turns out it was the part you did when I wasn't even there. So.
I know, I couldn't use your voice for it. We can hear you. You sound sexy and all that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, what are we drinking?
We are drinking a little bourbon Coke here.
Spiced rum, no? Are you fucking drunk already?
Oh, yeah, look at that. It is.
You said it was spiced rum. You're feeding me some shit.
I just was testing you and you've passed.
Well, cheers.
Mate, you see, you got to make sure you know what you're putting in your body. Like, I could have poured anything in there, but you check, and that's how you don't get spiked in a bar in Bali.
Oh, dude, I have stories where I did get spiked in Vietnam, and I'm not going to tell it here because it's embarrassing. All right, man. Hey, we're watching Mandalorian. Are you much of a Star Wars fan at all? I actually don't even know.
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And maybe not like as crazy as some people get into it.
Sure.
Like the new stuff. I haven't seen, what was the second of the latest trilogy?
The Last Jedi or something?
Yeah, whatever one came after Force Awakens. I haven't seen that.
Something with the Jedi. No, wait. Now it's the Jedi, wasn't it? Fuck, this how big of a fan we are.
Yeah. We love Star Wars, guys. No, I do love Star Wars. I just haven't seen that movie. And then, I mean, I was moving to the UK as it came out. And so I was like real busy. And then people kept telling me it wasn't worth it. And by the time I got like time to go see it, it wasn't at the cinemas anymore. And I just never got around to it.
Wait, so you haven't seen it? You haven't seen the last, well, it's not the last Star Wars, I guess, but
the second to last in the new trilogy. Man, it's confusing.
Of course you've seen Solo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, I haven't.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, I watched the sequences. Like
we put it on the screen and then you watch a little bit.
I watched a bit of it. I watched after my shots and then I was like, cool.
So we both worked on this show. I watched it. He clearly hasn't. Didn't do too well at the box office. Unfortunately, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was unfortunate that movie didn't do well at the box office, but the one before it did.
Which was the one before?
The one part of the trilogy.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm getting confused now. Like, I love Star Wars. I really used to love it a lot more. I feel like there's so much now. It's like Marvel. It's hard to keep up to date. It's like Kingdom Hearts games. I mean, this is for anyone who plays those things. Like, there's a new one released in different ways every couple of times a year, and it's like you have to know what's going on in all of them to know what's happening. And who has time?
You're a busy boy.
I'm a busy boy.
He's a busy boy.
I'm not really right now. I have all the time in the world. I should be watching. Like, that's what I'll do tomorrow.
You should have done this as your homework. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the last one in the trilogy was called The Last Jedi. So, and then the one coming up is The Rise of Skywalker.
Right. Okay.
So at least we got all our facts straight.
All right. Ducks in a row.
But that's not why we're here today. We're here for Mandalorian. And I think, if anything, it's a good warm-up to the movie that's coming out. Any expectations for this TV show?
I'm not really sure what to think so far. I remember, I mean, like, Boba Fett, right?
Boba Fett.
I'm assuming it's Boba Fett. He's got his hat on, but it's like, is it Boba Fett? Like,
yeah.
Django were the same thing. Like, it could be any kind of Boba.
Could be any Fett
Or Mandalorian. Maybe that's what they all wear.
It's like a fat.
But I am actually excited for it, and I'm nerded a little bit about this because back in the day, I played those Knights of the Old Republic games.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the characters in that was like a Mandalorian. And when they tell you that Mandalorians are a race of like, they're basically like a warrior race, and that whole thing was just doing warfare, like mercenary warfare and like invading planets and stuff.
Well, they're bounty hunters, right? But you're saying they're doing other stuff as well?
Well, like way back in the day before they got kind of wiped out, they used to have a planet, and they're basically like, I guess they're like Lord of the Rings. They're like Star Wars version of like Saiyans. Oh man, I'm getting like way down that nerd rabbit hole now. Like Dragon Ball Z, like all they do is warfare and like take over planets and stuff. And you'd have this one guy who was one.
Is he like a Frieza?
No, he's like
more like a Vegeta.
Yeah, so he'd like you talk to him or whatever during the game, and he'd like tell tales of like what he did back in the day before their planet got destroyed, and it was like they'd a whole bunch of them would like drop down onto a planet from like drop ships, and then they just lay waste to it. And it sounded super, like they just sounded super badass. So I was way into the idea. I was like, man, all that time I was like, man, they should make a movie just based on Mandalorians. Like that would be sick.
Are you for real?
Yeah, and I was like,
you were actually way ahead of your game.
Well, I mean, for me, I was like get out of the modern Star Wars universe and go way back into those like thousands of years before the normal trilogies take place, and let's see Mandalorians back then, before like when there were tons of Jedi around and stuff like that. And, yeah. But I mean, either way, they're badass, and like a bounty hunter movie could be cool.
Well, not all the stormtroopers are based on Jango Fett, right?
Right.
So you have to be pretty damn special.
And like they were saying, I think like a lot of people sort of suggesting it's kind of a space western, which
apparently has a very Western vibe to it.
Like, yeah, I love. I wasn't a massive fan of the show Firefly, but other than that, I loved space westerns like Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that.
Is that what it was? Is that Firefly was a Western in space?
Yeah, basically. Like that's what people always refer when they say space western. They're generally talking about that show.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, so I think it's on Disney Plus. I think it can't be making too many risks. It's one of their first shows.
Well, I mean, like, if you look at the whole new Star Wars universe since Disney took over, it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Personally, I really did I actually really love what J.J. Abrams did with The Force Awakens, and kind of kicked it off well. And then The Last Jedi kind of dropped the ball a little bit. But now that he's back for the Rise of the Skywalker,
Guess who's back? JJ's back.
Guess who's back?
Yeah, JJ's back.
Oh yeah. So I mean, like, they've played it safe, but that movie was really good. I enjoyed most of them, and I've heard really good. I've heard good things about Mandalorian, and I've seen pretty interesting stuff, like from working at ILM actually. So I saw people working on it, and I saw some really cute little creatures that I'm excited to see finally in the episodes. And the trailer that I saw looked pretty good too. Like, it had all the right mood. It looked like a proper, high quality film production. So like, it didn't look like they were saving a few pennies for the TV, for the small screen. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they've got big names on to direct. I know Taika's doing one of the episodes. And
I mean, it's all run by Jon Favreau, right? Yeah. Jon Favreau.
Baby.
Yeah, Taika. And then they got like some interesting people like it's the guy, that German guy, Werner Herzog, acting in it. And then they got the dude from Game of Thrones. Like, I feel all the Game of Thrones people in all the movies.
Yeah.
We just did Terminator, right?
That's right, yeah.
The Mexican dude, also from Narcos, he's playing the Mandalorian, right? The guy that got his skull crushed in Game of Thrones by the mountain.
Oh shit! Really? Yeah.
He's playing, I think, the bounty hunter. So yeah, very vibe. So before we jump into the trailer, I feel like we can't really talk about this without touching at least a little bit about or on Disney Plus. What do you think about Disney Plus? The streaming wars have truly begun.
Yeah, like I for one welcome our new Disney overlords.
Yeah,
I mean, like
the
Mickey Mouse like beta or whatever.
Own us.
No, I actually think it's kind of gonna be cool. Like, at first I thought they own everything and everyone else is gonna like just disappear, but I feel like the long looming presence of Disney like heading into the streaming services just made everyone else start upping the game. Like, the amount of original content coming out of like Netflix and all the other ones.
Original TV content is like next level, right?
Yeah, like, and the quality is just going like insanely high as well. Like some of the shows, like what's coming out on Netflix soon? The one based on The Witcher. Like as far as TV shows go,
Sorry, what were you saying?
like the quality of the TV shows is way higher now.
Yeah. What about The Witcher? Are you saying about The Witcher on?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
got Henry Cavill as like the main character, and it's a medieval thing based on a series of books and a video game.
Yeah.
And it looks like, from what I've
The
seen,
Game of Thrones of Netflix, right?
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're putting money into there, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure every streaming service wants their own their own Game of Thrones, right? Like,
Yeah.
that is subscriber porn.
Yeah.
If you have that, people will sign up, and I think Netflix is due for another, big, attraction. Like they had
Right.
obviously Stranger Things did really well, House of Cards. They've done really well with certain shows, but they're kind of like falling behind at the moment with like really exciting new content.
Well, I think big content. Like they've got lots of little.
Irishman is coming up. I think that's big.
That's gonna be big.
But that's kind of the only thing that they have left coming out.
But they have like lots of little like almost indie things that are worth it. I think like End of the Fucking World is on
Right.
there. Like the
Yeah.
second season just came out, which is really good. And
Maniac.
Yeah.
I fucking loved Maniac.
yeah,
Like I thought that was really like that you would have found, yeah, it's like one of those really artsy, small.
Yeah, and I think the other big thing is that Netflix is quite smart about this, and the fact that you see a lot of trailers coming out for shows that are like another language.
Yeah.
They're doing it
like Narcos. And,
Yeah, and or like there's proper shows that are made like
In
in Spain or in like
yeah.
Norway or something. And
I mean, they have to, right? Like, so there's laws out there in Europe that says that they need to spend at least a portion of their budget on local content.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that kind of, well, it's quite new, but it forces, because like obviously Netflix is so popular, it kind of cannibalizes parts of the TV market. And so the danger is that people will lose their jobs because
Right.
less content is being produced locally. So by forcing, by putting a law in place that kind of says like you have to spend at least 5% of your profits or your money being made in the country needs to be spent on local content, kind of protects the industry.
It's kind of cool, actually.
But it also kind of, like they're forced to produce stuff in there. So who knows? You get some really cool stuff out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at Disney's slate, the stuff that they've brought back and are launching on their Disney Plus, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like they do have pretty much only a content. Like I always enjoyed Netflix, but I always felt that their movies were like very much hit and miss. Like their catalog, their side catalog.
Right.
And Disney is just one massive like jackpot.
Like, to be honest, I haven't checked on the movie side of things. Like,
No, but
I've
it's
only
all
been-
like all Marvel stuff. Like it's all the Disney classics. It's all the modern Disney's, all the Pixar movies. Like so like yeah, obviously, and then some specific Disney Plus content like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if you're waiting for that kind of stuff, but like I'm sure
Hanging
for
out there.
families,
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing.
So that's where I think like it ended up working out good in my opinion, because they've definitely aimed it as like this is for families and like it's kid friendly, and
Yeah.
it's left a lot of room in those more like adult areas like for the other streaming services. So the more like obscure, a little bit like darker stuff is coming out on these other networks, which is cool. I mean, like
It's
there's
good.
the
It's
spaces
good.
there.
Because for a while it was a little bit like, what is going to happen? Are we going to just like, are we going to lose out? Are we ending up going to have to pay like $5 here, $10 there, $5 here? But what Disney is doing, like kind of, positioning themselves in a certain corner, and exactly as you say, that leaves other parties to pick their corner. So like I'm hoping that Netflix is going a little bit darker with their content, or maybe Prime is going a little bit dark, like Amazon Prime. So it definitely leaves opportunity, and there's a lot more work for everyone.
And what do you think about like these streaming services in general also kind of helping, maybe not helping, but like kind of heralding in more that age of miniseries and TV shows as over like single movies?
Oh yeah, I think like in the last 5 years, like there's been a massive push for like like high quality drama TV shows, right? Like miniseries TV shows. And most of the original content these days is on TV. Look at HBO, look at Netflix, Amazon Prime, and now, let's see what Disney is going to do. But Mandalorian is a great example. I'm actually massively disappointed by Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus. I mean, they literally have 3 TV shows and you still have to pay for all the other movies out there.
Really?
So it's fucking dumb. Yeah. I got it for free with my new iPad, and it's just like, it's a little bit of a waste, to be honest.
Right.
So they have to definitely step up their game. I would never pay for it.
No?
But the $5 or $6 that Disney's charging you, like especially over the holiday season, you got time off, you got a family, it's a no-brainer.
That's pretty cheap. Do you reckon that's always going to stay that price, or you think they're trying to price the other people out? Like, oh, we run this at a deficit, $5 a month. Everyone else is paying 14 or whatever it is for Netflix, and
who knows? Like, I mean, Netflix only has one income source, and that's Netflix. Like Disney has, a multitude of incoming revenue streams from their cinemas, from their parks and stuff. Like, and obviously they recoup their money like in different, like first in the cinema, and then whenever they bring it back on their Disney Plus, and then on top of that they probably have like, like Disney Plus exclusives. I mean, I do think that obviously the price is gonna go up. Like, you reel them in and then you make them pay more. But I think for the next few years, like they have to, their launch was apparently extremely well.
Yeah.
Like they did really well. But I think for the next few years, they want to stay cheap, reel those people in, and then I guess that's what Netflix is doing, slowly raise the prices, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Disney Plus is a really good addition to Netflix. I feel Amazon can do a bit better. It's not bad.
It's not bad, is it? Because like considering that you get it almost as like an add-on to your.
I know they also have a really good deal where you get Amazon Prime and you get the whole TV stuff for free. But I feel like in general their TV shows are a little bit lower quality. But they're doing Lord of the Rings, so that's obviously going to be their massive show. Okay, well I just want to bring that up. I think we're gonna hit off with the trailer. And then we'll go into watching it.
Yes, I'm excited for this like a child.
Is the world more peaceful since the revolution?
That's Werner Herzog.
It is a shame that your people suffered.
Oh, it does look good.
But bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Right.
They said you were coming. They said you were the best in the parsec. Would you agree? Mandalorian, look outside. They are waiting for you. Yeah? Good.
Good. Yeah, damn. Mm-hmm. Man, what are you thinking?
Yeah, okay, way more excited. Way excited for this one, actually. I thought it was such a great, like, first thoughts is that trailer was cut really well. Like,
It doesn't reveal anything.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see, okay, cool. There's the Mandalorian, he's a bounty hunter, and then adventures are happening. So that was the first takeaway, and my second takeaway is I honestly feel like this is the first TV show I've seen where I think, at least from the trailer, the quality difference was indistinguishable from the movie franchise. Like, even Game of Thrones...
I think it even looks better than some of the movies.
Yeah, like, even Game of Thrones, like, you'd be like, okay, you some shots would look a little bit more like they haven't taken the same amount of time as they would on in a movie.
There's budget differences.
Yeah, like, even though
it was fucking great.
Yeah, and some of the stuff was amazing. Like, some of it, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously still a head and shoulders above everything else, but this one here, unless, like, it changes when you see it as a TV episode, and like, they showed us the best stuff. That just, I was like, I could have thought that was a film coming out. Like, instead
It
of doing
has such a good vibe.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it has all the right Star Wars vibes, right? Like there's the settings, the mood, the locations, the characters, the props, the quality of the visual effects. Like it all just looked really, really good. And just in the trailer, and actually, like when I first saw Werner Herzog being used in the movie, I was like, "Oh fuck, this guy's annoying. He's annoying with his stupid German accent."
But it's so.
But then
good.
it worked in this trailer. It works really, really well.
It sounds so bad guy alien.
I know. He's like his German accent. Like yeah. No, I'm super down. Okay, well, let's not make this too long. Stars.
Oh, I am going to give this a 4. 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 from here.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you with 4 stars as well.
Ooh, 4-star buddies.
Boom. All right. Well, we got the rum. We got the Coke. Let's get fucked up.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
All right. We'll catch you back after The Mandalorian.
A few moments later.
Back in action.
All right. We're back, man. Jesus.
Woohoo!
Wow. That was one of the easiest. Like, I fucking love just bouncing out of this room, hitting the couch, just watching it there.
So easy.
So easy to
Scratch
just
butt.
come back. I fucking love that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was really good. It's like top of my list, most favorite show for sure.
Yeah, from episode 1, I'm hooked. I want to know what happens. I'm in the world. I'm deeply into the world, right? I like the character. Doesn't say much. Motivations are kind of like his motivations are hard to tell, like to pick because he doesn't say a lot, but it's mystery. It's mystery. You want to know more about him.
I mean, I agree. Yeah. I hope over the over the whole series, we do dig into his character. Like we do get to know what motivates him and what drives him. But I do like how they kind of keeping that from us and how they take it slow. It has that super classic Star Wars feel to it.
Yeah.
Classic characters, classic designs, classic landscapes. Visual effects looks really good. Like there were maybe a few moments where you're like, it's a bit cheaper budget. The only thing that threw me a little bit off is the quality of the dialogue. Like, it's not necessarily bad, but it also didn't feel like the actual quality of the sound, the quality of the words sometimes didn't carry that punch.
Right.
Like some of the conversations could have had like a bit of a heavier voice or like a little bit more menacing, or it all just kind of fell a little bit flat, like it was recorded on an iPhone or something.
Right. I mean,
It didn't bug me, but I noticed it.
Obviously, sound design is very much more important for you. Like, I didn't notice anything really like that for me. Again for you.
I know, it's almost like a recurring thing.
No, that's cool. That's like interesting. It's like something I'll try and pay more attention to myself. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think his motivations, I think they will, like, it was hinted that it's going to evolve. Like, there were hints at it anyway. Like, obviously, he has a very strong code. We're already into spoilers, guys.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, but
Don't be a little crybabies.
Bitch about it, alright?
We're going to fuck you up.
We're coming for you with the spoilers.
Kidding.
Like he has a code. Like he follows his, he follows his code. The guy tried to bribe him. He's like, I'm not getting bribed. Like he's a bounty hunter. He's professional. Then with the ending thing, he was like, I'm not going to kill this. I could just let this guy kill it. They said we could bring this thing
baby
in dead.
Well, it seemed like that droid had a different, someone else sent that droid, and it had different instructions.
But he at the same time he was still happy to work with it for half the bounty, and then
But officially, there was no bounty.
Well, officially, he wasn't even on that case. Yeah,
right,
but that thing was...
So, that thing was sent by someone that had I feel like maybe that was more of like a proper bounty, and he was more an undercover kind of thing.
Or it was reprogrammed or something, because they said that bounty was off the record, so...
Yeah, but did the droid say that?
No, the droid didn't. And a droid's supposed to be a Federation thing.
Right,
so I feel like maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was like something that had been repurposed and was just posing as one.
So maybe the droid had different instructions and a different goal and a different reason for being there than the Mandalorian.
I love this. So many questions. Like I'm not even discussing the show. I'm like discussing what's going to happen because I'm so excited about it.
Which is actually cool because all the movies we've done, obviously they're done. They're finished. And now we've got the whole season to go.
I think this once again is just why I'm starting to prefer TV, like series over movies as a storytelling device. Like this is mostly Well, how long was this episode? It flew by 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is it's just setting it up. Like we see the world, we see the character. Like we get a little bit of it. Like we see a little bit of a prelogue of what he is, and then we start setting up what the story's about. Like it hasn't even kicked off yet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, like a lot of the complaints that we've had in the past about movies that we've recorded and didn't record, but Terminator most recently, like all the complaints that we have about storytelling and originality and that kind of stuff. Like a lot of these TV shows, they kind of don't have that problem because they have a lot more time. They seem to be more creative. They seem to be slightly more risk taking with these TV shows. And yeah, I'm very excited to see where this is going.
Another thing is like especially because we saw and we did the Terminator episode not very long ago, and in stark contrast to that, I think something that we had a problem with in that movie, this is a perfect example of doing the right way, which is the action is understated. Like, you know what I mean? It happens in small chunks, and it doesn't have to be crazy over the top. It's like, here's a small burst of action where the stakes feel high in the moment for the character, but you don't have anything mental happening. It's like it's a shootout. Like essentially, the biggest action scene in this movie is an old school Western shootout with all the bad guys on the roof coming out the doors. They're outnumbered. They're
super
outgunned.
Classic. Like it's a super classic scene. It's like an old, like Western town, people on the roof. You're having the shootout. Yeah,
they're outgunned. They're outnumbered. Someone shows up with like the thing that's going to take them out, like something that they weren't accounting for, and then they manage to find a way to defeat that. But it's like happens in a short amount of time, and they don't have to do anything mental. Like, and you have everything he does is still badass without him being like, "Oh, are you serious?" Or like, and it happens fast enough that you don't just you don't ramp up and then start getting bored while the action's happening. You're like in the moment the whole time.
And like all the other little moments of action, they're very short, and they're all kind of world building, character building, or like they're setting a tone. So they're all quite functional. As for like Terminator, after 2 hours of explosions, of which half are completely useless, if not more of them, it's just like a very refreshing to see something like this, where like not only is this one episode big part of a bigger story arc, also like the way they use their action is way more efficient and way more, it adds to the story. And then holy shit, that droid is my favorite new robot thing. Like I was saying, like while we're watching, is like that's what the Terminator should have looked like. It should have more looked like the dude, the Western robot at the end of the episode during the shootout than what they did in Terminator. And I love the animation. I thought it was really cool. It was like almost like that robot dance kind of movement where he's just like I'm moving, and then he's kind of like wiggling, and I'm moving, and then he's like kind of wiggling. Like I thought it was really cool.
It's so
and
true.
Then the banter.
Like, so a funny thing as well, I watched the Vanity Fair director scene breakdown of one of the scenes in Terminator with
with Tim Miller.
With Tim Miller,
and I was watching it.
And at just one point he sort of offhand mentions like, Terminator, like their goal is to the fastest route between 2 points is a straight line. And I was like, this robot, that's what it was. It's like it was like it locked onto a target somewhere in its peripheral,
super efficient,
and then it just the fastest way to turn and aim and shoot at that, and then to move it would be just it'd spin its body and move this way, and it was just
the way it walked, instead of like stepping over a body, it kind of swiveled around it. Like it was just really clever animating, really clever motion. And exactly, like it had guns everywhere, and it felt like he moved like a robot, he looked like a robot, he was like he had like little guns everywhere, and he had little sensors, and it's like it just all kind of like beautifully worked out. And then I really dug the whole suicidal part of it. It's like, I'm going to self-destruct, and he's like, no you're not, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to close my little window.
So, by the way, I was right when we saw the credits, and Nick Nolte was the guy that
Nick Nolte
was the guy who was like, I have spoke and stuff like that.
Yeah, the guy on the running piranha.
Yeah. Crazy that under so much prosthetics, he still kind of looks like him. Like,
shit. I'm funny that you picked up on it because I didn't. So who was Taika then?
He was the robot.
Of course, that's why it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Taika was the robot. Holy shit. They've gone out of their way to disguise them, though.
Yeah.
That's really good. Wow. Man, this is way better than I expected.
Yeah, same here.
And I already said I was giving it 4 stars. I can't give it 5. It's also very early on in the season.
That's true, yeah.
But I'll up it to 4.5 with high expectations.
Yeah, I have to do the same. Like, I came in here being like, I thought, like, after the trailer, like, I probably came in thinking 3.5, 3. Saw the trailer, thought, well, 4. Watched that, and I'm just super, like, it's going to be really hard to not just binge everything. Like, it's just everything I wanted from a Star Wars. Like, you know, I think before we went in to watch it, I was nerding out about Mandalorian lore, right?
Right. Before we
even got in there.
Yeah.
And it's holding up through this. Like, they talk about, you know, the guy runs into him and he says, like, oh, Mandalorians. Like, I've never met one, but I've heard the stories. And
Right.
If
He's kind of like you.
Yeah.
The Nick Nolte character.
Yeah.
But we haven't really figured out what time this is set, right? Like, is this before, like, Anakin Skywalker? Is this before Luke Skywalker? Like, he is not Boba Fett.
No.
He's not Jango Fett. But it's in a time where there are stormtroopers, so it needs to be... Like, didn't stormtroopers come from Jango Fett?
Well, no. The Republican
those are clone
did.
troopers.
Clone troopers did, because
Gotcha.
the stormtroopers, I think, were originally that, but then they started they needed more people, and they didn't have the ability to keep making clones, so they were actually normal people became stormtroopers.
Yeah, so first we had clone troopers, later we had stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Right? The orders sometimes just fucks me up. Okay, so like this is then after Anakin.
I think it like
But
this
before they started building, like before they destroyed the...
Well, that's the thing. If this guy isn't Boba Fett, if this is a different guy, and I think he is, because you see like a quick flashback and it shows him as a kid, and like people putting him in a hole, and it's like, oh,
Right, it can't be a clone, right?
Yeah, and like the Mandalorians are a people. And
Yeah.
you see that other people wear the same sort of armor. So if he's a new dude, I think it's set after the 3rd movie, because there's another scene at one point, like when he hands in those first bounties, the guy goes to pay him in credits, and he goes, those are Imperial credits. They're not worth much anymore. So it's almost like the Empire's on its way down.
Right, and that's why the stormtroopers look so fucked up, because they have a little bit of a presence still, but they haven't gotten new gear in a while.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's kind of like in the outer skirts of their rule. And okay, yeah, I'm digging it. It's a bit confusing, but I'm digging it.
This is the way to set up the universe. I think like this is you show people enough stuff where we know what this stuff is, and now we're having a like dialogue. Like,
I know,
questions,
it's like what's
where
happening?
is it? Like where is
Yeah,
it? We know,
yeah.
we know enough to be like not be like what the fuck's going on.
And that's what is so cool about Star Wars, right? Like, yes, you can tell the same story over and over again about Luke Skywalker, or Anakin Skywalker, or Rey or whatever. But it like what always was so cool about Star Wars is that it felt like it was such a bigger world.
Yeah.
And like with Rogue One, that was kind of like it was still kind of set in the same time, space.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a story off the side, on the side, like it was like a side story. And this is like using the same universe, using the same world, characters, familiar things, but it's completely different story. And that's kind of what I just, like we keep, because we just did Terminator, but like that's kind of like what I feel like Terminator could have been as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think it's a bigger thing for Star Wars to do this, because like Star Wars is essentially galaxy far, far away, right? Like it's a galaxy, but like every new movie that comes out, the galaxy seems to shrink to me. Like it's like it becomes
right. It's always on that little circle. It's always on that little.
They always end up in Tatooine at some point. Like is that the center of? Is that just the fastest place to get to?
I know.
Yeah.
Like, it's a galaxy, but it's only a bunch of planets,
and then it'll be like you'll see characters that like have connections to each other that are just everyone's connected in some way. They're like, oh, someone said this one, or somebody dealt with this person, and it's like, oh shit, the overlap is just.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think this made it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Like this is what I want. Like we know the universe is big. I just want to see the corner. I want to
play in that world, and I'm glad to finally see them taking the risk and do it.
Yeah.
And because like they've been talking about doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off TV show, and that's going to be once again in the same universe again.
Yeah.
Like it's using an old character that already existed, like in a time that we already knew about.
And like only so much you can do, because
it's just going to be between episode 3 and episode 4, right?
Yeah.
That's just what it's probably going to be.
So what is that? And we already know that is either one, he's fighting. Well, we actually already seen that. So what we know is it's just going to be him sitting in a mountain. Is that what they're going to do? It's just going to be him sitting there.
He's
and
going to be in a canyon, just farting up his cave. I don't know. Like it's also the time when the Jedi goes down, right? Like it's the Clone Wars is when they kind of butcher all the Jedis. We see a little bit of it in the Clone Wars movies, but. I don't know. Like I'd like to see a bit more of that part, and that if they're going to do that TV show, I'd like to see
the Clone Wars.
No. I want to see how the Jedi kind of goes extinct.
We saw, but they show that this basically happens in the third prequel movie. Like everyone dies basically, and they remember that they all sort of they're all in different parts of the universe fighting. And then like. The Emperor makes a switch to be like all the clone troopers turn on the Jedis, and the Jedi's like, oh, what's going on? Like Mace Windu gets kicked out a window and shit.
Yeah, isn't that like the Clone Wars technically? Isn't that where they're all fighting and stuff? And they're like,
no, because they
go to that planet
when they were fighting. The clones were fighting.
I don't know when they're in that like basically the Roman cathedral,
the amphitheater.
right?
Now you're thinking you're going way back. That's Attack of the Clones. I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking the next one after that.
Yeah, no. When Anakin becomes
evil.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think when they actually get butchered.
Right near the end. So like when Ben Kenobi or whatever's off to find, Obi-Wan's off to find Anakin, who's on the planet being evil, and then like all the other people are
it's not the planet just being evil.
Well, he has already killed all the children, right?
Oh, right.
So he's doing his thing, and then
which is funny. That's what Kylo Ren did as well, right? Didn't he kill all the children?
Is that in the second movie? Because I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Or is it? I don't know. Yeah.
Whatever.
I was
getting confused.
Killed his daddy. What an
No,
asshole.
I think Kylo Ren goes to his school, and Luke Skywalker trains him, right? And like I think, and then because of Luke Skywalker, he kills the whole school or something like that.
Shit.
Sounds similar. Okay. Well, see here, I'm confused, but like there's some stuff there, but Mandalorian so far really good. Did you give it stars?
No, I haven't yet. Oh, I did. Yeah, same as you. Like I have to give it like a 4.5.
Okay. I think we can keep it sweet and short. I think we should watch all the episodes and then do a final verdict. Come back.
Final countdown.
Da 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 da.
Mandalorians.
Da 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 da. Do you like this? What do you want to? Do you want to hear more of our singing? Please tune in.
Would you like an episode by episode breakdown of The Mandalorian?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you prefer us to watch the whole thing and break it down at the end?
That's a good one. I was going to say let's break it down at the end, but yeah, I mean, let's get the vote in. Let's get people to do you want to... I don't even know how many there are. There's 3 out now.
I thought you meant like people who are going to vote on this.
How many people are out there?
There's going to be like 3 people vote on this. It's like, well, that's still a vote.
Yeah. Do we have... If there's only 3 votes and 2 says yes and 1 says no...
Then we can outvote them to do the opposite.
We can actually... Okay. You're a smart man.
Yeah, look at
You're
that.
actually way smarter.
I'll pay those Russian bots. It's like when they've had enough interfering with elections, they can come...
Yeah. When they're done with Trump, they can come help us.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we'll see what's going to happen. We definitely should do one at the end, but we might do one for every episode. And then your last thought on, is this worth getting Disney Plus over? Would you pay $6 or $7
a month?
Yeah, $7 a month to binge something like The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think for something like this, like what's a movie ticket worth these days?
It's like $14
bucks. It's like you watch in that time span, you can watch all the episodes. You can probably watch, even if they don't release them all. It's like
you just pay at least for 1 month.
Yeah, that's like at least like even if you get it to 2 months, it's the same as a movie ticket.
And December is coming up, right?
Yeah,
December is coming up. What are you gonna do during December? You want to watch Home Alone? Home Alone is Disney. Just fucking buy it.
You can watch Lady and the Tramp, the weird looking CG dogs. Oh yeah, do it.
Do it. Rory, were you saying we should release our trailer reaction videos?
Would you like our trailer reaction videos? They're pretty epic.
Because Rory really wants to do a whole channel of reality reaction videos where you just basically watch us watching, or anyone but us, I guess, watching trailer videos like real people do them. And I actually really dig that idea. I think we should do that.
Yeah, like real people don't.
We've got them
do
already.
What reaction video people do.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just sitting there.
You just sit there like this.
Probably
and then at the end you go, or like,
All right. Well, on that note, you guys got some stuff to vote on, but let us know if we should do episode by episode or do the whole season.
And let us know what you thought of the first episode if you've seen it. Yeah, if you like Disney Plus and all that garbage. And if you actually think Apple TV is worth getting, like, troll the shit out of this guy in the comments.
Fuck Apple TV. 100%. Unless you give me a free iPad or something, Apple.
Oh, me too. Sponsored by Apple iPads.
Yeah, you Apple, give it to me. All right, thumbs up for Disney Plus, thumbs up for Mandalorian. I think that's it for tonight. We'll catch you at the end of the season, at least.
Yeah.
All right, peace.